Oh, honey, let me tell you something that's going to shake you awake faster than cold coffee on a Monday morning. Right now, at this very moment, you're probably scrolling through someone else's highlight reel while your own dreams are collecting dust in the corner like last year's New Year's resolutions. And darling, that's got to stop today. I see you there, comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's polished performance, wondering why your life doesn't look like the perfectly curated feeds you're drowning in. Well, sugar, I've got news for you. You've been playing the wrong game entirely, and it's time we had ourselves a little heart-to-heart. You know what's absolutely wild? You came into this world as a completely unique masterpiece. There has never been, nor will there ever be, another you. Yet here you are, trying to squeeze yourself into someone else's mold like a size 8 foot in a size 6 shoe. It's uncomfortable, it's painful, and honey, it's downright ridiculous. Now, before we dive deep into this delicious transformation, let me share something with you. This channel, this little corner of wisdom we've created together, we keep our videos short but powerfully packed. While others are uploading hour-long dissertations that put you to sleep faster than counting sheep, we're delivering concentrated doses of life-changing truth. 12 minutes of pure gold that you can actually use, not 2 hours of fluff that leaves you more confused than when you started. So stick around, sweetheart, because what I'm about to share will rewire your entire approach to living. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to admit. We've been trained from birth to look outward for validation, approval, and direction. It starts in kindergarten when we compare our finger paintings, continues through school when we measure our worth by grades and popularity, and follows us into adulthood, where we're still seeking gold stars from people who are just as lost as we are. But here's what's really happening in that beautiful brain of yours. Every single minute you spend focused on what others are doing, thinking, or achieving is a minute stolen from your own magnificent potential. It's like being given a Ferrari and spending all your time polishing someone else's bicycle. You're missing the entire point of your own power. The science of this is absolutely fascinating. When we constantly compare ourselves to others, our brains release stress hormones that actually impair our ability to think creatively and make good decisions. Meanwhile, when we focus on our own growth and progress, we activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for innovation, problem solving, and goal achievement. In other words, focusing on yourself literally makes you smarter and more capable. Think of it this way. Imagine you're in a garden, and you have a choice. You can spend your time admiring all the other flowers, wondering why you're not as tall as the sunflower or as fragrant as the rose, or you can water your own roots, provide yourself with proper sunlight, and watch yourself bloom into exactly what you're meant to be. The garden doesn't suffer when each flower focuses on its own growth. In fact, it becomes more beautiful because each plant reaches its full potential. Now, let's talk about time, precious soul, because time is the only currency that actually matters. Every second you spend scrolling through social media, comparing your life to carefully crafted illusions, is a second you'll never get back. Every moment you waste wondering what someone else thinks about your choices is a moment you could have spent making better choices. Here's a little reality check that might sting at first, but will set you free. Most people are so busy worrying about their own lives that they're barely thinking about yours. That embarrassing thing you did last week? They've forgotten it. That outfit you wore that you thought looked terrible? They didn't even notice. That dream you're afraid to chase because of what people might think? They're too busy dealing with their own fears to judge yours. So let's get practical, my dear. Here's your roadmap to reclaiming your focus and your power. First, we're going to implement what I call the mirror method. Every morning, before you even think about checking your phone or seeing what anyone else is up to, you're going to look yourself in the eye and ask 3 questions. What do I want to accomplish today? What would make me proud of myself? How can I be a better version of myself than I was yesterday? This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything's perfect. This is about redirecting that beautiful, curious mind of yours toward the only person you have complete control over: you. Next, we're establishing boundaries with information consumption. I want you to treat your mind like the precious, sacred space it is. Would you let any random person walk into your home and rearrange your furniture? Of course not. So why are you letting any random person rearrange your thoughts and priorities through their posts and opinions? Here's your new rule. For every minute you spend consuming someone else's content, you must spend 2 minutes creating or improving something in your own life. Read someone's success story? Great. Now spend double that time working on your own goals. Watch someone's workout video? Wonderful. Now get moving yourself. This simple ratio will transform your relationship with social media from passive consumption to active inspiration. Now, let's tackle the comparison trap with what I call the spotlight technique. Instead of looking at others and feeling inadequate, you're going to use their success as a spotlight to illuminate your own possibilities. When you see someone achieving something you admire, instead of thinking, "I could never do that," ask yourself, what can I learn from their journey? And how can I adapt their strategies to fit my unique situation? Remember, darling, success leaves clues, but those clues are meant to inspire your own path, not copy someone else's exactly. You're not trying to become them. You're trying to become the absolute best version of you. Here's another game-changing strategy. Start celebrating your own small wins with the same enthusiasm you show for others' big achievements. Did you drink more water today? Celebrate it. Did you choose the stairs instead of the elevator? That deserves recognition. Did you speak up in a meeting when you usually stay quiet? Honey, that's worthy of a victory dance. The world has trained us to minimize our own progress while maximizing our admiration for others. We're reversing that nonsense right now. Your small steps matter. Your daily improvements count. Your personal growth is worthy of your own attention and celebration. And speaking of attention, let's talk about the power of single-tasking in a multitasking world. When you're constantly checking what everyone else is doing, you're fragmenting your focus and diluting your power. But when you give your full attention to one task, one goal, one moment at a time, you tap into a level of effectiveness that most people never experience. Try this experiment. For the next week, every time you catch yourself about to check on someone else's life, redirect that curiosity to your own progress. Instead of wondering how your old classmate is doing, check in on your own goals. Instead of scrolling through highlight reels, create your own highlights by doing something that moves you forward. Here's what's going to happen when you make this shift, and I want you to be ready for it because it might surprise you. At first, you might feel a little lonely or disconnected. That's normal, sweetheart. You've been using other people's lives as entertainment and distraction. When you remove that constant stimulation, you create space for something much more valuable. Clarity about what you actually want. In that quiet space where you used to fill with other people's noise, you're going to start hearing your own voice more clearly. Your own dreams will start speaking louder. Your own intuition will become stronger. Your own creativity will have room to breathe and expand. But here's the most beautiful part of this entire transformation. When you stop wasting time and energy on everyone else's journey and start pouring that same attention into your own growth, you don't become selfish. You become more valuable to everyone around you. A person who knows themselves, who is actively growing and improving, who is focused on their own purpose, brings so much more to every relationship and interaction. You become the kind of person others admire, instead of the person doing all the admiring. You become the inspiration, instead of the one seeking inspiration. You become the example, instead of the one looking for examples. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what about supporting others? What about being interested in people's lives? Oh honey, there's a world of difference between genuine connection and mindless consumption. When you're secure in your own growth and progress, you can celebrate others from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. You can be truly happy for their success because it doesn't threaten your own. Here's your homework, and yes, I'm giving you homework because knowledge without action is just entertainment. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down 3 things you want to focus on in your own life. Not things you should want, not things that would impress others, but things that genuinely excite you and align with who you want to become. Then, for the next 7 days, every morning when you wake up, look at those 3 things before you look at anything else. Let them be the first voice you hear, not the chorus of everyone else's opinions and updates. And here's your immediate action step. because I believe in striking while the iron is hot. Right now, before you watch another video or check another app, I want you to do one small thing that moves you closer to one of your goals. It could be as simple as writing one paragraph of that book you've been thinking about, doing 10 push-ups, sending one important email, or spending 5 minutes cleaning your space. One small action, taken right now, focused entirely on your own growth and progress. That's how we begin to shift the momentum from outward seeking to inward building. Because here's the truth that will set you free, my beautiful friend. The life you're admiring in others, the success you're envying, the happiness you're seeking, it's not found in their story, it's found in writing your own. It's found in the daily choice to water your own garden, to tend to your own dreams, to invest in your own growth. Your time is precious, your energy is finite, your attention is powerful. Stop giving these gifts away to people who aren't even thinking about you, and start investing them in the person who deserves them most. You. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs the original, authentic, beautifully imperfect you, focused on becoming everything you're capable of being. And darling, that's a full-time job that deserves your full attention. So here's my challenge to you. Take that first small step I mentioned, then come back and let me know what you did. Comment below and tell this community about your one action. Not to seek approval, but to declare your intention and inspire someone else to take their own step. And if this message resonated with you, if it gave you that little spark of recognition and motivation, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. Every week, we're going to dive deep into the practical, powerful strategies that help you build the life you actually want, instead of envying the lives you see online. Your future self is waiting for you to stop being distracted by everyone else's highlight reel and start creating your own masterpiece. The time is now, honey. Your life is calling, and it's time to answer.